Hello, and thanks for tuning into this webcast from drillingcontractor.org. I'm Mike Killalea, and I just returned from LAGCOE in Lafayette, the biannual oil show over there. And given the dour state of affairs in the Gulf of Mexico economy at the moment, you'd think that 9 out of 10 people would be handing out resumes. And while it's true that there was less excitement than 2 years ago, there was, in fact, some very intriguing presentations made about opportunities in the Gulf of Mexico, both here in the U.S. deep water and offshore Mexico. Just to begin with Mexico, that country has been in desperate search of increased production given the decline in production at Cantarell, their traditional field. They are pinning their hopes largely on Chicanopec, which is a vast field in Mexico and will need an enormous array of services, according to Dr. Pedro Silva, one of Pemex's subdirectors, who spoke at the event. Now, there is some issue as to whether this project will continue, and there's been talk of cancellation. However, Dr. Silva indicated, or made no indication rather, that there would be in fact a cancellation. The great news is that well count is going to increase, he said, by some 170% in 2010 compared to 2008. So we're looking at over 2,000 wells per year being drilled in Mexico from 2010 on out into the foreseeable future. He's pointed to something like 25,000 wells in the next 25 years. So that's going to be a significant increase compared to what they have done. The problem that Mexico has is with its 1935 Constitution, as many of you may know, which forbids any interest or any equity interest in their oil or natural gas reserves by anyone other than Pemex, the national oil company. They have some reforms that they're putting into place to work around this to some extent by paying international oil companies some sort of fee plus expenses, but whether that's going to really meet the needs of international oil companies to come in remains to be seen. But in the meantime, there could well be significant opportunities over the next few years and beyond in Mexico. Here in the U.S., in the deep water play, the lower tertiary has companies like Chevron extremely excited. We're talking about fields with a 400-mile expanse and oil-bearing rock of, he said, of what was told to be 4,000 to 6,000 feet. That's a very significant reservoir. However, the problem there is expense and rock quality. While it's mostly sand, one source, not at LAGCOE, told me later, somewhat wryly, that the rock is basically like concrete. So it's going to take some significant stimulation, fracturing, whatever, advanced technologies. I hope that you can read about more details of this on drillingcontractor.org and look for future editions to complete the tale of future directions for drilling, completion in the Gulf of Mexico and around the world. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Mike Killalea and look forward to talking to you again soon.